We have with us Dr. G. Santhosh Kumar, Professor, Department of Computer Science Engineering, Cochin University of Science and Technology, Cochin, and Chairperson, IEEE Cochin Subsection. Along with leading IEEE through various initiatives, he has also taken up several administrative responsibilities like Honorable Director of Center for Information Resource Management, Chairman of Board of Studies, and Member of Board of Governance and Executive Committee, CDIT, Thiruvananthapuram. He's an Associate Editor for the IEEE Access and Reviewer for ACM and other peer-reviewed international journals. He has authored and co-authored multiple peer-reviewed scientific papers and presented works at many national and international conferences. It is my honor to wholeheartedly welcome Dr. G. Santhosh Kumar for an intriguing and very relevant session on plagiarism overview and checking tools. Sir, please.
Yeah, good morning and thank you for the nice introduction. So I'll be sharing my screen. Yeah, I hope the screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
So good morning, all of you once again. So I'll be briefly touching upon uh, the idea of plagiarism and how we can avoid plagiarism and how IEEE is actually ensuring the quality of the content that is moving to IEEE Explore as well as most of the IEEE publications, including journals, standards, etc. So IEEE follows a very stringent kind of rules and regulations to get rid of academic related plagiarism. So we will be briefly looking at what is plagiarism and how we can avoid that, and what are the guidelines basically given by IEEE, especially what are the things to be followed once you are submitting papers to IEEE journals, or even how we can manage the submission of conference proceedings to IEEE Explore. So briefly, I'll be discussing this and I'll be demonstrating how we can do that. So as you, all of you might be aware of the word plagiarism. Basically, IEEE defines plagiarism as reuse of someone else prior processes, results, or words without explicitly acknowledging the original author and source. So this is a definition directly coming from the documents of IEEE. So IEEE defines plagiarism with so much research now available on the web, and because the highly searchable nature of electronic content has made it easier to detect unacknowledged copying of original text, the number of reported incidents alleged plagiarism has been growing. So this is a sentence taken from PSPB Operations Manual. So Publication Services and Products Board defines means and methods to deal with plagiarism, among others. So IEEE takes it very seriously, the act of plagiarism in academic documents. So again, plagiarism is a threat to scholarly publishing in general and to IEEE's publication program in particular. Originality of the submitted work can be assured through plagiarism screening and rejection of suspected material. For maximum effectiveness among IEEE periodicals and conferences, all IEEE articles shall be submitted to a plagiarism detection process prior to being uploaded to IEEE Export. So this sentence was actually included in the year 2012 explicitly in PSPB Operations Manual, basically to get rid of any form of plagiarized content in IEEE documents. So IEEE takes it very seriously. So as IEEE volunteers, how we can take care before submitting papers to IEEE journals as well as conference proceedings. So it's important for all IEEE authors to recognize that plagiarism in any form, at any level, is unacceptable and is considered as a serious breach of professional conduct with potentially severe ethical and legal consequences. So most of us might be submitting papers to journals as well as conferences, magazines, etc., without actually knowing that how seriously IEEE is taking care, or in general, academic community is taking care the act of plagiarism. So knowingly or unknowingly, we might be writing some content from other papers, other authors' ideas as if they are our own ideas. So this might be not mostly not intentional, but we don't know actually. We don't know how to actually avoid that, and what is the consequence of these type of acts. So once we are familiar with these type of acts, we will not be indulging knowingly or unknowingly into these kind of activities. So I just wanted to put a light on these aspects, and how IEEE is actually helping us to avoid this type of act. So as all of us know, once we submit a paper, and once it is get accepted into a conference or to a journal, basically we have to traditionally we have to uh, transfer the copyright of that material. So there are some other kind of open access kind of things are there, but still traditional kind of publications actually wanted to the transfer of copyright. That means once we publish a paper, and IEEE accepts it and tries to publish in its journal and disseminate through IEEE Explore, basically the copyright stands to IEEE. So IPR office of IEEE coordinates the e-copy transfer of any kind of material, whether it is a journal or magazine or even conference paper. So one must transfer the conference paper's ownership or copyright to IEEE before it can be published in the IEEE Explore Digital Library. So once you are submitting for an IEEE conference application, basically IEEE asks whether you wanted to publish the papers in IEEE Explore Digital Library. Usually, most of the conferences basically wanted to publish it in the IEEE Explore for faster dissemination and wider dissemination through IEEE Explore. So before sanctioning that, IEEE asked whether you wanted to publish it in IEEE Explore. So in that case, we have to, the authors has to transfer the copyright. So IEEE has a very simple mechanism of digital kind of interface where you can directly put your name, signatory, and just transfer that to IEEE. So once we are transferring the IEEE Explore, as program committee chair or the conference chair should be very careful to assess the paper and follow the guidelines given by IEEE before you publish it in IEEE Explore. So one aspect of academic plagiarism is basically submitting someone's work as their own. So just maybe even though it is very rare, but there are cases where we have seen the same paper with same title, just author's name has changed and submitted to some of the conferences, and definitely because the internet is there, and most of the works that is been available in internet is indexed, and just by a even Google or Bing search, you will find out a similar kind of material that is available on the web. So there is no case of, or now people are not actually just changing their names and submitting their work to conferences. And there are some conferences where uh, maybe there won't be any quality kind of a process that is being followed, and they will just publish it in the name of that conference. But later, so basically we are giving a footprint of digital footprint that so and so paper authored by so and so is there available, right? So at any point of time, in future also, at any point of time, there is a chance that this kind of illegal action might be caught. So please be careful while doing something like a plagiarism kind of an act. So there are a lot of other things you can go through this. Once the talk is over, I'll be sharing this slide to the coordinator so that these slides will be given to you. Um, and suppose you wanted to submit a paper, but you wanted to take some material from already existing paper. So one thing is you can read the paper and originally you can write it, right? And give the proper reference. So that is very important. So whatever information that you are reading from a paper, IEEE paper or any other paper, you have to write it by your own words, in your own words, and you have to properly cite that. So you cannot just copy a block of text and put it in your paper and just refer it. So you will be saying that, okay, I have given the reference properly, but why this is treated as a plagiarism? Definitely copying, just copying a block of text and pasting it and then giving a reference is not actually a right way of doing that. You understand what is the content of the paper, and then you just write it in your own words and with proper referencing. That is the right way to do that. And now you wanted to reuse something. Let's say an image you wanted to, a block diagram you wanted to reuse in your paper, which is available in other paper. So IEEE has a very elegant mechanism where you can get permission for reuse. So you can use this link. You can use this link and you can just click our IEEE Explore. Suppose I wanted to write a paper on, let's say, deep learning, something like deep learning, right? So I have a lot of references getting from IEEE. So you can see here a copyright symbol, right? So request permission for reuse. So this is the right way of doing things. If you wanted to take a block diagram, right, or reuse a graph for comparing two works, then it's advised you request permission for reuse and get it from the IEEE office. So IPR office, the Intellectual Property Right Office of IPR will take that and they will respond to you. So you will be directly sent to this website, which is a third-party site. They will be checking your request and maybe giving you the permission. So this is the right way of doing things. So you can see that, yeah. So here you can get the permission and you can. Okay, now the popular plagiarism detection tools. So as you might be aware, there are varieties of tools available online, but these are the popular plagiarism detection tools, which are popularly used by many universities and organizations. So Authenticate, Turnitin, and Oakland. These are the three popular plagiarism detection tools, and IEEE basically is using Authenticate, but the brand name given for that is cross-check. Please note that for any IEEE approved conferences, the use of cross-check is for free. So IEEE wanted to reinforce the quality of the papers that is coming into the IEEE Explore. So they wanted to ask or direct the publication or technical program committee to use this tool. So this tool is for free. I have noticed that many of the IEEE conference organizers actually try to use their organization's tool. Uh, let's say that there is a Turnitin subscribe to their organization, and there is a temptation then to use that tool. If some organization doesn't have any subscription, they will be approaching other organizations to ask for can you detect the similarity existing in these papers. So there is no need. If the IEEE approved conference, if it is an IEEE approved conference, cross check is for free. So you can go and register once your conference procedures are there. You can parallelly you can register for cross check, and you can get access to that tool. So I'll be demonstrating the cross check portal, how to use it, and maybe what are the things that is to be taken care while communicating the degree of plagiarism that is being detected in the papers. So along with that, IEEE has another list which is called the prohibited author list. So IEEE has very stringent mechanism to get rid of all the kind of plagiarism. So suppose an author submits a paper which the technical program committee or program chair detects that there is a huge content which is being plagiarized. So IEEE actually advises to notify this act of plagiarism to IPR office, right? And the IPR office will take care of that, and they will do some procedures, and finally they will decide to prohibit that author for a bit of period. So let's say 3 years of time, this author will not be allowed to publish any papers in any of the journals or any of the conferences that is published by IEEE. So this is very stringent kind of act where the IEEE is taking care. So this list is available to the program chair, or the if your conference is approved by IEEE, the program chair or the technical program committee or the publication chair can access this, and he can see the list of prohibited authors. So before submitting any paper to IEEE Explore, two things we have to do. One is use the cross-check tool and verify what is the plagiarized content of that paper. And even before giving it for review, you have to do that. And after review also, you have to again make sure that the plagiarized content is within the acceptable range. Then again, you have to use prohibited author list, refer that, whether make sure that this one of the author or any of the authors of that paper is not actually listed in the prohibited author list. So IEEE gives you a versatile interface for that. Even you can download it as an Excel sheet and you can see, or in the portal itself you can search and find out the name of the author or institutions where it is being listed. So as I told you, a cross-check. So IEEE policy requires all submissions to journals and conference proceedings to be screened through a plagiarism detection process. IEEE offers cross-check to all publication volunteers at no cost. So this is important. So now I will take to a demo of cross-check. So recently I have been the chair of one of the conferences. So I have the login and password of crosscheck. So you can see crosscheck.ieee.org. This is the crosscheck platform. So once you are here, you can see there are some buttons here. You can see my publications, register publications. So suppose you wanted to register for your conference, basically you can go here and register. So this is a new register a new publication. You can write the your name and conference number. So conference basically accepted already accepted by IEEE, and one conference number might be given to you. So that number must be given here, and you can submit that, and immediately the IPR office will be contacting you with credentials and all, so that you can log into the site. So I will just show you how we can do the things. Uh, so once the publication is been registered, you can see here basically. So this is the window where so we have used it for 2019 ICDSE and 2020 ICDSE. So these are the number of uploaded papers, and these are the alerts that we are getting. So let's see one example. So once you are uploading the paper, so immediately you will get a report, a review report, something like this. So this is basically the similarity percentage. Similarity percentage in different colors. So if it is not okay, so you can see here result is okay or not okay. So mostly it is similarity percent is below 30%. IEEE or the cross check will say it is okay, right? Uh, so let's see how the paper will look like. So you can see that it goes to Authenticate website, right? So now you can see a paper which has been submitted to the conference, and the publication chair or technical program committee chair uploads all the papers in the website, in the cross-check site, and allow some time to process it. And then you can click here and you can see. So the similarity, basically plagiarism within the text is being actually detected, and we call it as a similarity score. Basically, how much similar the sentences are from other documents, right? So the effectiveness of any plagiarism detection tool depends on how far or how much content basically the tool has access, right? So suppose I'm developing a tool by my own, right? So I have algorithms to detect similar contents, but the document to which I wanted to make a check, right? Check across. The document, the volume of document must be large. Then only you can search in various documents available on the web, or in different repositories like IEEE Explore, ACM Digital Library, or any other kind of digital libraries, Springer, right? Or elsewhere library. So all these libraries must be accessible by that tool. If it is not, then the similarity score given by your tool will be lesser, right? So this is very important. So once you are trying to use a tool to check your content against any plagiarism, you must make sure this tool has access to most of the content that is available online, right? And plus all the subscription to the all the libraries like as I told you, IEEE Explore, Springer, elsewhere, right? So if it is not there, then it's very difficult. It's very difficult to get the similarity score, right? So the effectiveness of the tool depends on how much content it can search and maybe make a comparison, right? So now we can see this is the overall score. You can see here 28%. 28% is overall score, and the authenticate or the cross check gives you the split of the things, right? So split basically you can see the first one is colored in red, right? You can see in the document it is beautifully colored, right? So once you click here, it will go to this. So the tool says that most of the content or the 4% of the content is coming from this paper. Now, interestingly, you can see that the same author, basically the same author has written the same paper, right? So it is the discretion of technical program committee chair to decide whether this 28% is to be treated as a plagiarized content or not, right? So just looking at the score given by the plagiarism detection tool is not enough. So the by default, it says basically the cross-check portal says any score which is greater than uh, or lesser than 30% is okay, which is above 30%, it is says not okay. So you have seen that here, you have seen that in the previous page, you have seen that it is marked in red color, right? Red color. So you can see here. So these are borderline papers. Basically, the technical program chair has to go through these papers. You are not supposed to blindly reject it. Even 40% plagiarism, you can just check it. You can make a check basically, right? You can check and decide whether you have to give it for the review or not, right? So there is no point in just blindly rejecting by looking at this course, right? But above, maybe let's say above 40, 45, then you say that maybe we are not interested to give it for review. Just it will be a waste of time. So you can blindly reject it. But any score which is between some 30 to 40, maybe you may have to check. You may have to check before you give to the review. Even if it says 30%, it is advised that the technical program committee chair has to go through it and make sure that maybe it can be given for the review. So this is very, very important. So let's see. So let's see in detail. So you can see here, if you click here, you can see some of the content from this paper has been copied. That means this sentence, you can see that this sentence might be appearing in this paper. So you can see here numerical evidence is also providing using. So the same sentence is here. Numerical evidence is also providing using, right? So if it is a very block kind of a content, then you will see. So you can make a dissection of how much plagiarized content is there in the paper by looking at these scores, right? So you can see there are a lot of material that is coming from different sources. That is natural. Basically, you cannot generate a paper with 0% similarity. Maybe a 10% similarity you can write. If you are writing it by your own words, original writing, then you can expect a content the similarity score will be less than 10%, right? I have seen a lot of such papers. So most of you will be asking whether it is including a reference. Yes, definitely. This includes a reference as well. So this whole 28% content is included. The reference is also included, right? So there is a case where you will see a paper with here there is no similarity detected, but most of the similarity detected in references, and this will be 30% or 31%. So what will you decide, right? So definitely that paper should go for a review, right? So let me show you how you can upload paper. So I'm not supposed to upload paper because this conference is already over. I will just show you how to do that. So here upload. So IEEE gives you, or the cross-check portal gives you, you can upload it as a single file or a zip file. So basically you have to put all the papers in a folder, and you select all the papers within the folder and zip it, right? And then that zip file can be uploaded to the portal. So once you submit it, so it will take some time, and it will say your reports are ready, right? So I will show you that. Maybe I don't know whether. Uh, so I will just upload one paper. So this is the process. So this is uploaded successfully. Now you go to my publications and you can click here. You can see unprocessed reports. So you can see here it's pending, right? It will take some time. Basically, it's a cloud-based service. So all the requests will be queued. So your request will be put in a queue, and it will be processed one by one. And once it is over, it will be, or even you can just try clicking here. So it will say your report is not ready. Right? So again, you can click maybe. It won't take much time, but if you are giving it bulk, it will take a lot of time. But you will get a report ultimately. Yeah. Now the report is ready. Now, as I told you, so this is giving a 21% similarity score, right? So okay. So this is the procedure. So all IEEE conferences must follow this procedure. Uh, I'm sorry. Sorry for that. Yeah. So we were here. So what are the kind of actions to take if problems are found in a submission? So if you are a technical program committee chair or program committee chair, so what kind of actions you have to take if you found a problem in the submission? So IEEE separates plagiarism in 5 levels. So level 1 is basically 50 to 100% copied. Right? So if you see this type of a score, you have to make sure whether it is coming from a similar kind of a paper which has been published earlier, or there is a habit that even students have a habit that they submit it in a different conferences parallelly. So actually that is not allowed. Once you are submitting a paper to a conference, you are not allowed to submit the same paper in a different conference. But students are actually taking chances whether maybe whether if the other conference gets rejected, there is a chance that this conference will get acceptance. So even though this is not actually allowed, but there is a chance that parallelly a lot of conferences, similar kind of conferences might be happening around the world, and students might be submitting it, and some of the conference might be accepted their paper, and it might be published in some conference proceedings and available online. Now you are taking a cross-check kind of a thing, and now you will see that most of the contents are similar, but there is no need to report it to the IPR office, but you can take a policy decision based on that. But level 2 is to 20 to 50% copied. Even this is also you must be very careful before reporting it to the IPR office. If you are damn sure that this is the clear case of academic dishonesty, you definitely have to report to the IPR office, right? And again, you can see that level 4, you can see improper paraphrasing. So there is a tendency, there are a lot of tools available nowadays where you just give a sentence and it will be transferring it to uh, another kind of a sentence where most of the words are paraphrased. That means the content will be the same, the idea will be the same, but the writing style and use of words will be different, and maybe sometimes these type of papers will show very small percentage of plagiarized content. So you must be very careful. You must allocate such papers if you are in doubt to the senior reviewers, so as to take an action before you maybe communicate it with the author, right? So then credit but unclear delineation. So you have to make sure any content which has been copied from other papers must be clearly credited. Otherwise, there will be a problem. So you might be aware of retraction of papers, right? So IEEE takes once in a while it takes a lot of papers from its database and checks it very through a stringent process to identify whether there is a clear case of maybe copying or something like that. So now these tools are not too smart, even though we are in AI era, machine learning era. The tools are not that much mature to detect this kind of paraphrasing, or even if you reuse a graph. So there is no tool existing where you can check whether this image is being plagiarized or not. So there are a lot of things, or even semantic check is not actually not there. But maybe eventually almost all the tools will be mature and will be able to detect all these type of plagiarized content. So uh, so if you feel, the committee feels that you have to definitely signal IPR office based on the level of misconduct. So and while during the conference or during the review process, uh, you should not communicate the level of plagiarism to the others. Basically, it's an internal kind of a thing. Only the technical program committee has the right to look at this plagiarism level and make a decision based on that. In no way you have to communicate it with the authors, or you in no way you have to communicate it with the reviewers as well, right? So you should not give a hint to author or reviewer about the percentage of similarity in any post, right? So this is also very important. So I think my time is over. I will stop here. I expect questions from the audience. You can use the chat box to post any questions if any.
Thank you, sir, for your very detailed and engaging session, which helped all of us brilliantly to get an overview on the plagiarism and various checking tools available. Participants can type down your questions and we'll have them all covered in the panel discussion section scheduled towards the end of today's program.
Yeah. Thank you once again.
Yes, sir. We would now like to present a small token of our love, appreciation, and gratitude for your kind support and accompanying us in this journey. Thank you so much, sir, for joining here with us today.
Yeah, I do accept.